unforgettable years for which Dizzy K has been performing, and I'm quite privileged to have been asked to also contribute to this video, and I'm thanking Morgan Okunuga for that. Well, I met Dizzy through a mutual friend. His name is Taufik Idowu. They were both at Ahmadiyya College, Agege, and Taufik was my friend. And I remember Taufik always used to talk about this musician who had a very good voice. He never stopped talking, about Dizzy. And eventually, when I did meet him, everything that Taufik had been talking about him was exactly as he said it. And then we connected almost immediately because I also used to play music, but of course, not at the level that Dizzy got to. So it was a very pleasant meeting, and the connection was warm and natural. Tour of Oyo State, when I was president of the Students' Union at the University of Ibadan, we had our Students' Union Week, and interestingly, the idea came to invite Dizzy to come and perform during the Students' Union Week. And he agreed to come with the entire band. And then, of course, the whole university was just upside down. When they didn't even believe he was going to come. And then when he came and he started rehearsing, I remember the Trenchard Hall was filled up just to watch him rehearse. And talking about the rehearsal, this is not only an artist with a very good voice, good lyrical compositions, but also he had very great musicians with him. The interesting thing is, I think he had two Cameroonians. He had Nkono Tellis, who played the keyboard and the synthesizer, and he had Oscar Elimbi, who played the guitar. And I think these were probably the best session men in Nigeria at that time. They played for so many other artists in the studio as well. So people were watching, the rehearsals, the preparation, and when the show itself came, the hall was overwhelmingly filled up. Also recounts one of the momentous parts of these 42 years that we are talking about, which was the fact that Dizzy K was always, perhaps consistently, the only Nigerian musician to perform with all the US superstar artists whom Ben Bruce, Silverbird Productions used to bring to the country then. You talk of Shalamar, you talk of Dynasty, you talk of Raphael Cameron, Evelyn King. He performed with every single one of them to tell you the level of professionalism, and acceptance that his music had. And of course, his songs dominated the radio. And I'll talk about those songs after the next highlight. And that next highlight has to do with the launch of his album, In Color. The album was titled In Color, and it was launched at the new Lagos Sheraton Hotel, Ikeja. It was the newest hotel in the country at the time. It was very high class, and we worked. I was very much involved in organizing that. We had a promotions company called Don Forsyth Productions. It was owned by a Nigerian diplomat who loved music, and in his spare time, he engaged in this, activities, and he just easily accepted, and taking Dizzy K to Sheraton was the biggest thing for the company at the time. Sheraton was filled up. People were scrambling to get invited, so it was the talk of the town. We had a very good rapport with the man. The hotels gave us a team that worked with us to put everything together, and we had people from all over the country. I don't have time to start mentioning all those who were there. And I remember the guest of honor was the late Alhaji Saubana Bello, who made a very handsome donation as well. So Dizzy opened Sheraton to live performances by artists. His albums were always well timed with regard to when they were released, and I think that helped. And I think maybe we should credit also Tony Okoroji, Chief Tony Okoroji, with that skill, because there was hardly a time that a Dizake album came out that it did not immediately go up the charts. Whether it was Excuse Me Baby, whether it was, in color, sweet music, and he always had, at least he would have one song that will resonate across the country, and I think he made his own indelible contribution, not just to the music industry, but to shaping what today has become a global brand. When you talk of Nigerian music, Dizuke's music will easily fit into anything being played today because they are timeless. So I wish him a very great celebration as he marks 42 years in entertainment. Of course, he's a pastor now, but I'm sure these are nostalgic times for him as he remembers his beginning and his sustenance, or his being sustained in the music industry. Thank you.